You're listening to Faith, Relationship, and Community Podcast, where we talk about all things faith, relationship, and community. My name is Noah. I'm the lead pastor of Morningside Lutheran Church. Today, I sit down with Doug and Tracy Ford as they talk about their family life, growing in faith, and their involvement in the church.
Thinking back, it's been a few years. Well, it's your whole life.
Yeah, my whole life.
Your whole life. So, yeah, you and your family.
Yes.
You've been coming since you were a little girl?
No, born.
Born, okay.
Born, baptized, raised.
I don't think I realized that.
Yeah, everything. Yeah.
Where do you fall in line with your siblings?
I'm the youngest.
You're the youngest. All right, yeah,
The
very
baby.
good. You're the baby. I'm the baby of the family, too.
So am
Doug
I.
is too.
You are, too. 3 babies here.
Yeah.
That's right.
That's right. How about that? So when did you start coming? Married?
I started coming when we were dating, before we got married.
Started coming, yeah.
Oh.
Became a member, I think, right before we got married. Or
Yep.
Yeah.
So I became a member in 93.
Okay. Go to church somewhere else before? Born and raised in the church?
No, I was born and raised in a Catholic church.
Okay.
I was confirmed Catholic, and it wasn't a real strong participant. I had some struggles with that religion and just kind of backed away from it, and then started going to church again when Tracy and I were dating, and started coming here and been here ever since.
Was it difficult to get back into it? Pretty easy?
It was a little difficult, just kind of feeling my way into it. I was definitely a pew warmer for a long time, and until we had a tragedy happen that, it was a turning point for me. It was either I was going to go away from God or I was going to pull to God, and needed God to get through it. And we lost, we had a stillborn, and that was hard. So the good thing that came out of that was a better relationship with God.
So how? Talk about that a little bit, if you don't mind, about just walking through that experience together and then bringing faith into it.
It was, Tracy definitely encouraged, hey, we need to get more participating in church, and that will help. And we did, and we started ushering and doing some stuff there, but still felt like there was something else to do. And then I was an old rock and roll guy. I sang in bar bands and stuff, and we were even talking that, gosh, I wish that there was kind of music like that in church. And then there was a thing that came out in one of the visitors of, hey, there's this Where You Are thing that we're going to do down at the river, and going to do secular music, and going to do some cool stuff. So I went and talked with the guys and auditioned, and they told me the set list that they wanted to do, and I was all in, and it was a 6 week commitment.
Yeah.
That was 26 years ago.
Wow.
So, yeah.
And that was at the dance pavilion, or okay, at that point. And who all was playing at that time?
Tom Miller, he was a drum player. Matt Nelson, he was a bass player. We had a guy named Mike Nip, he was a guitar player. And then Kathy Swan and Julie Tucker, who's still singing with us. They joined that summer too, and it was good. Marnie Mao was the keyboardist.
Okay.
Carlene's son-in-law, Mark Nielsen, was big.
Sure. Yeah. Yeah. So that's good. Yeah. And that started your singing. So obviously we see up front and singing in the praise team, and you've been doing that for some time. Yeah. Talk about that a little bit, just your experience singing in the praise team and with that group. It's a fun group of people. Yeah,
we've evolved over the years. It's very fulfilling. It's anytime that you can do something where you're using some of your talents, and it's an opportunity to open people's hearts to hear the message, and that's your job, is to try and get people to the point where when you come up and talk, their hearts are open and they're listening to that. It's an amazing feeling, and it's great having church back. When COVID kind of shut things down, that was a weird
season.
time. So it's nice to be through that.
Yeah.
And you came here during that.
Yeah,
I know, right at the beginning of it. July 2020. I know, that's right. We're like, well, the Lord has opened the door. We don't know why now, but here we go.
Yep, here we go.
Yeah.
Well, we had the need, so that was good.
Which you talk about the river services. I mean, that was really a blessing at that time, I think, because there were a lot of churches that were still not meeting and building in service. And I think made us for an easy opportunity to stay outside and continue our ministry outdoors, and continue gathering as the church. Yeah,
it's been very, very fulfilling to be able to be a part of that. And Charity does just a fantastic job coordinating it and picking the songs and keeping people. When you get a bunch of crazy musicians together and then we're trying to practice and keeping us in line and moving forward. And she does wonderful. Appreciate her.
Absolutely. And you've been involved in the children's ministry side of things, student ministry, all of that. So talk about your experience and your involvement in the church through the years.
Sure. Well, like I said, since birth. So was involved in high school. I would say probably fell away some, but in college, we had a couple cousins that passed away in car accidents when I was pretty young, and that impacts you. You know, you think differently of life when you have to go through your mortality a little bit more. In life.
How did you handle that?
I think it affects you differently than you maybe think even at the time.
Sure.
Yeah, so loss is just hard. And then it was 20 weeks that we lost our firstborn to stillbirth. And so that was definitely a time where it was a rare circumstance. So they kept saying it was just a fluke. And so that's a hard thing to hear when you're going through it. You don't want to be something considered a fluke, but it was a good realization. And I would say that was definitely a time where I definitely felt God was strongly with me. I had some health complications with that. And so spent a lot of time at home, had to have 6 weeks off of work where Doug had gone back to work. But it's such a tender time in my life because I just felt so connected to just a loving father at that time. So, which was wonderful. But then, of course, that encouraged me to want to be involved, make sure I'm connected. And Well,
I know there are people that will even listen to this and that have dealt with the same thing before, families that might not be able to share that they went through it or are still trying to get through it. What's a word you would say to them in that case?
It's just such a deeply personal thing that I feel like try not to judge yourself and also recognize it's hard. People try and say nice things and sometimes it hits wrong. And so that's a hard thing, but I think that if you can, to recognize that people are trying to be supportive. But I think that grief is such a personal process. And so to be able to find your way through and with a spouse, we both process differently too and have different ways of grieving or getting through the grief. And so it takes a lot of patience and it takes a lot of good communication, and we didn't always have that. We didn't always have great communication with it, but exactly.
I know,
but God is good. God gets us through, and I think we had good commitment to each other, and that helps to get to a better place. And it's, I think through loss in life, I'm somebody that I can cry pretty easily. And I'm okay with that. I'm a person that if I shed a few tears, I'm okay. I know I'm going to recover. I'm a cry and recover kind of person.
Cry and recover. That's right.
So it's something where I just accept those feelings. And I think that going through those types of experiences really helps you learn the meaning of compassion. Because it does help to have people say, I've been through that, or I've been through something similar. And so to feel that and know that there is some comfort in feeling like you're not the only one. So
sure, yeah, I would imagine. And again, you sharing that today is, I'm sure, an encouragement to those who are still having a hard time and knowing that they're not the only one, because that can be a difficult topic to bring up, I'm sure.
A very isolating situation when you're in it.
Yeah.
And it is hard. Not everybody, some people are very outspoken about it, and some people are very, they hold back. And I also feel like that is a personal choice as well.
Yeah.
And so it's to each their own a little bit, but also, yes, it's definitely a place of, my heart definitely goes out to somebody that I know that might be struggling. And, so if you do know people that are struggling and you are struggling, those are great connections too.
Yeah, that's a good word. Okay, so fast forward, you have 2 young adult children.
Yes, we do.
Right now. So what stages of life are they in right now?
Well, our son is in college. He's a junior, and he goes up to SDSU, South Dakota State. Our daughter is graduated. She lives in Ames, your old stomping grounds.
Go Clones.
We're empty nesters now, and so it's definitely a different world for us.
Talk about that world as an empty nester. Again, with people just kind of having gone through that, some people coming into that here pretty soon. How is your experience as empty nesters? How often do you want to just kick them out of the house and have your alone time?
Very little. We miss our kids, and we were very involved with school stuff when they're in school, and that was when we got to spend a lot of time with young adults, and we got to because when you're doing show choir events or band trips, you've got a lot of downtime, and you're sitting around and you might have 2 or 3 or 4 or 6 young adults there just kind of emptying their heart to you because they get to the point where they feel comfortable because they're with you a lot. Sure. And they just have stuff. They have stuff in their lives they want to get off their chest and just want somebody to listen to them and be there for them. And that's when the kids started, when they weren't around much or moved out, we just knew that we still had a heart for that. Yeah. And we wanted to give a place for young adults to be able to do that again. Yeah. Which segues really nicely into what you guys are doing right now. You have opened your homes to young adult, kind of college age students for a year now, a little over?
A year.
It's been a year now. That's what I thought. Talk about that experience. How's that been? First, that led you to, you kind of grew a passion to connect with young adults, but to start a ministry in your home, talk about that.
We didn't know how it would look, I guess. And I remember you were the one that kind of said, what if you do it at your house? Because we were talking about when we would do it. And that really has been really nice to have it at our home. I think that it's... and we do have college age, but we also have young professionals too that have been pretty consistently coming. So great. It really has been great. It's not a huge group. We would love to see it grow, but we also feel like who's there is who's meant to be there. And so we will just continue to open our home and be willing to, and it's very laid back. It's not a lot of obligation. We don't have homework. We don't have anything that you have to get done before you come back. It's just a good time of connecting and sharing. And then we do have some type of message that we watch or listen from the Bible app or from Right Now Media. Okay. And so
that's good. That's helpful. Paint that picture. So I'm coming up to your door and knocking on it. What happens in the nights when you gather? And are they, what nights are they?
We do Wednesday.
You're Wednesday now. Okay.
6:30 to, we're done by 8. Sometimes a little earlier, but usually we're done by 8.
Yeah. Okay. So somebody shows up. What are we doing first?
So sometimes we cook.
Yeah, okay.
Sometimes I have food for everybody, and sometimes we just have snacks and goodies. So we'll just have, but it's a really pretty healthy crew. So we don't, it's not a lot of like cake and donuts. They're not interested in that.
Snacks, so they don't want it.
No. Yep. So we try and keep it pretty healthy, but we've been doing About three times a month,
yeah.
we have some type of supper that maybe we had supper and we just keep it on warm in case anybody wants it.
Yeah.
Like a pasta bake or some soup. And then, pretty standard is we will kind of get everybody to gather, and then we will play some type of game, super easy.
Yeah.
Nothing to it, just something to get together. And then talk about highs and lows, just probably similar to how they remember from middle school, if they came to middle school or high school. And then we'll talk about some study, or we'll listen to about a 10-minute video or 15-minute video, and then talk about prayer requests, talk about what we heard from the message or anything else that is hitting us at the time. And then we end with prayer, and everybody's on their way. Yeah.
Talk about how just the students' interactions, because a lot of them, I think a handful of them didn't really know each other before they even got there, because they come from maybe several different schools, some from WIT, or not even in college.
Not even in college.
Some in the workforce.
Yes, correct.
And so you have people that might not know each other. Yeah. But talk about in the last year how you've just seen relationships develop and grow.
Yeah, well, I asked them, we had it last night, and I asked, so I told them that we were doing this podcast. Yeah. And I said, so what brings you back here? Why do you guys come here?
Good.
And it was a safe space, a community, a place for us to be able to be around other people and interact. We do have people from all walks of life. We've got people that are teachers. We've got people that have lived, that their home is far away and now they're here. We have people from WIT. We have people that
we have our nursery director at the church.
Yeah. So we've got lots of different walks of life, which causes lots of different things in people's lives that they want to talk about and want to have prayer about and help them get through. And sometimes when you're that age, you have people like grandparents that are sick, or friends that are in a bad place, and you just want to talk about it, and you want people to pray for you, and that's kind of what we try and offer up.
Yeah, really neat hearing the dynamics of how your guys' life has evolved. First, from being there for the, as you say, being part of show choir and the families that are there, to be able to be an ear, a listening ear, especially as a follower of Christ, that we know that we can receive some of that from other people and pray for them, and maybe an opportunity with them at different points. But now you're in a new season where you're still opening your ears and listening to what the students are saying, what their needs are.
Yeah, we missed them. We missed our show choir kids and our band kids and stuff. So this is very fulfilling for us too.
Really, the reason why it did come together kind of was it had been in my heart that love your neighbor. How do you love your neighbor? How do you do that? And so that guest speaker I really felt like, Tracy.
With Greg Finke.
Greg Finke, yes. Yeah. And so it's just a great reminder, because a year ago in the fall, we had some interactions with some of the past students that we knew, and just to hear them desire to interact with us, even way after the fact. This is not time that they have to.
Sure.
It's that they want to. Yeah. And just to see that who doesn't want somebody willing to listen, and somebody willing to maybe offer a meal or whatever it is. Right. We all would love to have that sometimes. And so when we had that, I think it happened at a grocery store where we saw somebody and we were like, we just feel like it's a little bit, feels like a forgotten generation, that gap. There feels like there's a gap there where maybe they don't feel like there's a place for them as well. And I think Sioux City can be hard on connections. I just think it's a harder place. And I'm curious, not that you need that on the camera, but I'm curious how you feel about that, because I do think Sioux City, if you come into it, and even if you don't come into it, I mean, like we have some of the students that one for sure that was in Ethan's class that just didn't continue with college. And so, a lot do leave. And so it just is a hard place. And maybe that's everywhere. Maybe everywhere is hard to connect.
Maybe every community has its different way and its DNA. And, I've personally, I think the nature of my job, being able to connect with people in a different way. But you talk about getting here at COVID, that's a little different. When
everybody's doors were shut.
That's right, doors were shut. I learned most everybody from this part of their face up. And then about 3 months later, I learned the second half of their face. And so you learn them twice. But yeah, it is, I think coming into a community, it's good to be aware of that though, especially for students who might be here or didn't grow up here. I know one in particular that from the East Coast that's part of your group. That I think it can be a challenge to meet new people, but you guys have opened your homes to be able to be that place, that safe place. I love that feedback from the group that know that that's a safe place and space to be and to be able to talk.
And we enjoy it.
We do.
Yeah.
And we work to keep our house cleaner, so that's good.
That's right.
It's a
I was
great
just going to say, how have you guys grown with this group? One of them is keeping house clean.
Yep.
That's right.
Cleaner.
But how would you say, cleaner. Yep. How would you say you've grown in this process? Because I know that being a volunteer, and we say this all the time with different volunteers, a lot of it's like we're growing in this position, in this role. How would you say you've seen that?
I think for myself, I feel like there's a piece of me that feels like I need to have qualifications to do something like that.
Yeah, sure.
And I really felt a strong push from God to just say, you don't need more qualification. You just need to be willing.
Amen.
And
That's
so
cool.
it was that timing of, okay, got to be willing, and He provides and gives us what we need. So yeah, for growth, I think it is that take that step back, make sure you're being the listener, try and lead the group. But then I also feel like they are all adults. And so you also want, and I see leadership in a lot of them. And so that's fun too, to be able to see them and kind of feel like, okay, yeah, their ability to lead is there too. So that's neat
so
to
you
see
learning
too.
that can empower other people to do that too and live into that. That's good.
What do you,
Doug,
what
how
would
would
you
you
say?
Yeah, I think like my faith journey, there's lots of different seasons, and you learn from every one of them. And this is one that's definitely stepping outside of the comfort zone, doing stuff like that, opening up the home and having new people in there. A lot of times, a new person every week, or you haven't seen somebody for a number of weeks, and then they come back. So it's so you're always, it's kind of a different group dynamic every week, and that's been a great learning experience for me. But at the end of the day, it's just, it feels so good to do it. And you can tell the way that makes me feel. That's what I'm supposed to be doing. This is something that we should be doing, and that feels pretty good.
Yeah, that sense of discernment that this is good.
Yeah, this is the right thing. Yeah,
yeah.
And they're very kind and caring to each other, which is wonderful to see too. We don't do a lot of group texting because that generation doesn't always love the group text. But but if there's prayer requests or if there's needs, there's been a lot of things that will just arise during the week, and it's a great opportunity to pray and just have them offer prayers too. And so it's been really nice, and it's neat to see them support one another too.
It's great. So you're open to more.
Yes, for sure.
So we'll plug the information here to make sure that we know how to take that next step for those who are watching that want to be part of something like this, which I think is really neat. Okay, lastly, just thinking about our church community. We opened this up. You guys have been here for a long time. How meaningful is it just to be part of the church and the way that you guys have been throughout the years and still are? Talk about just the church family here, the church community, how meaningful that's been.
Okay. No, it's good. It's, being involved with the music side of things, you have kind of a community just there, the people that have similar interests in that type of thing, and you get that fellowship, and it's helpful to, just knowing that, okay, I'm going to get the time with these people coming up, and we'll pray together, and we'll do a devotion together, and we'll sing together, and that's wonderful. But beyond that, we have a lot of friends now at the church that love to see on Sundays. We run into Roger and Joan Hansen, and you're giving big bear hugs, and you get caught up, and other friends and even family that are there that week. We're one of the last ones to walk out of the church. Yeah. You probably see that because we're usually talking with people and getting caught up, and it's just a great way to start a week. Yeah, you can get that on Sunday, and you can hit Monday running. So, that's great. It's good.
It's good. Yeah. What about you, Tracy?
I think that, I spend a lot of time downstairs with the kids and stuff, and there's a lot of good community there too. So proud of that group that leads that and does that. And sometimes I come up late to church because I'm busy fellowshipping down there with them and going through. And so I think just wherever the opportunity hits you is the place to, listen to your spirit and be led where God is leading you at that time. But yes, I have definite roots of faithful people that I can rely on from here that are good to see, good for the heart to see and good for the soul. And you just those connections are wonderful, wonderful connections.
That's great. Well, it's great to hear. And again, I just so much appreciate you guys and just getting to know. In fact, I think one of my very first, when I was called here as a pastor, was your kids right there on the screen. Paul did a FaceTime with me, and I think it was Ethan that was on the screen right there. And so it's just kind of fun. He's like, these are the Ford kids. You'll get to know them. And then here we are, the Ford family here. And he's still trying to get me to wear a Dallas Cowboys jersey sometime. And
if you would have made the bet with me.
I know. I would have been
the one wearing it.
That's right. Yeah. Shows how much faith I have in my purple. But, that's all right. Different seasons. I'm going to pick a season where they're really dominant and there's no chance, and then I'll probably lose that game too.
There's always next year.
There's always next year.
Used to saying that.
You can brag them up right now because they're not playing anymore.
Exactly. Right. Both teams are done, so we're out of it. But thank you guys so much for this conversation and for all the service that you guys do in this time and community and in this church. So appreciate it.
Appreciate your time too.
Yeah, thanks. Absolutely. You bet. Well, thank you for tuning in as I sat down with Doug and Tracy, talking about their ministry of young adult. I just want to say to you, if you're a young adult out there and you're looking to get plugged into a group, be encouraged by these words written in Hebrews chapter 10, where it says, "Let us consider how we may spur one another on toward love and good deeds. Let us not give up meeting together, as some are in the habit of doing, but let us encourage one another." And so I want to encourage you. Sometimes we can get into the habit, especially after college or during college or in our busy lives of entrepreneurship, workplace, whatever it might be. We can maybe give up that habit of meeting together and gathering. And so let that be an encouraging word to you. There are places to plug in. For more information about their group, see the link attached to this. Otherwise, get plugged in and take that as a great encouragement today. Thanks for listening today to our Faith, Relationship, and Community podcast. For more episodes, check out our website, morningsidelutheran.com, or on our social media platforms. We appreciate you joining. God bless.